It's gotta be.
I know it's your favorite part. Guys, welcome back to the Current Era Pod. Before we begin, I just want to remind everybody, please like the video if you're watching on YouTube. It really does help our videos grow. And I guess that's it. Let's go ahead and get to the episode, Mondi. What do we got today, man? We got a what the fuck?
MCU pod today.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say you back over, bro.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do
today's
it.
a special edition. We're doing Loki season 2, the first half, and in the second half, we're going to cover the Marvels.
Okay.
And so, guys, it will be spoiler filled. So I advise you watch, or if you don't care about spoilers, then keep watching, please. But if you do, it's just a warning, and go watch those shows and movies before you come here. And so these are going to act as like open discussions because I didn't want to do the episode breakdown with Loki because it's just like the way that show is shot. It's almost like just everything just kind of blends in together. So like the episodes don't have like distinct, like distinction amongst them, in my opinion. So give me your thoughts on Loki season. First of all, for the fans who haven't listened, your thoughts on Loki season 1, and now your thoughts on Loki season 2. And we can kind of go into other details.
Sure, yeah. So Loki season 1, I was not a big fan of. And I understand that I am in the minority. I know that a lot of people hold Loki season 1, especially, as just like this awesome thing. And that's great for you guys. I just didn't have the same viewing experience or pleasure. I thought that a lot of the problems that I had with season 1 of Loki were actually with Loki itself, like Tom Hiddleston's Loki. I just thought that they didn't give the character enough to do. I thought that there were multiple moments in the series where like he's fighting like regular humans and he's like struggling. I was like, wait a minute, like this is Loki of Asgard. Like this is a god. Like what are we doing here? Like let's put some fucking respect on this guy's name. And I felt like a lot of the times in season 1, that's pretty much what it was that kind of got me out of the show. There wasn't enough Loki adventures for me. I thought that they tried to hand a lot of it to Sylvie, which I wasn't a big fan of. I'm still not. But I honestly think that that's something that they got right in season 2. Like they pretty much right off the bat, like they rectified that fact. Like they was like, no, Loki is a god actually, and he is gonna fuck these little niggas up actually. Like there were multiple instances in season 2 where I was like, okay, finally, like we're putting respect on Loki's name again. And Sylvie was barely in it, which was great. Another big issue I had with season 1 in particular was He Who Remains, Jonathan Majors Kang. I've been on record saying I never want to see this iteration again, and holy shit, was I surprised when I saw him in season 2. I will say though that this portrayal in season 2 was much better. It was not nearly.
He did dial it back.
He dialed it back for sure. Like it was not as hokey, and we got to protect the timeline.
The timeline now.
Yeah. So Slave Master Kang did not make another appearance. Thank fucking God. But I could not and I would not ignore Jonathan Majors' performance in season 1 finale of Loki. But in season 2, man, honestly, I enjoyed it more than I did season 1. Namely because, like I just stated, like they gave Loki a lot to do. Like this was like a love letter to any fan that likes Tom Hiddleston's portrayal of Loki. And I think that the finale, especially where Loki essentially becomes just this sentient being, he's just a god and he's going to protect the timeline himself. I mean, okay, cool, whatever. I think this series does have missteps though. And again, like I know that I'm in the minority. Like I mean. After we talked on the pod about how I've seen nothing but negative reviews, literally all I've seen is positive, especially after the finale. Everybody's just in love with this show. They think it's the best thing ever. And if that's your opinion, that's awesome. Like I'm so glad again that you just love this show. But I don't. I do not love the show, and I'm not gonna pretend like I do for the pod's sake. Like, I'm not gonna be fake. My major problem is that narratively, like a lot of the time in this show, narratively, it's just like, what is even actually happening? Like literally, like what the fuck is going on? Like, I shouldn't have to watch a 30-minute recap video after I watch this show to like understand the plot. Like any show that tries to present itself like that, I'm talking to you, Witcher. Like fuck you and your fucking show. Like I'm not doing it. And look, we all know that I'm not the biggest fan of time travel because I just fucking hate it. Like I just do. Like it is the biggest band-aid for, oh, we fucked up here, but we can rectify it because time travel exists. Like I fucking hate it. But yeah. Anyway, the good things about this series was Tom Hiddleston's Loki. He was pretty much amazing in every scene he was in. I did, to an extent, enjoy the conclusion, like as far as like, okay, like literally Loki's the master of time or whatever they're trying to insinuate with that final scene. Okay, cool, right? Like it's like it's I mean, at least they gave me some closure, because like all of these fucking Marvel series have had this issue where it's just like, okay, well, we will answer one thing. There's 5 things, but we're going to answer one. And then the rest of them are just going to be up in the air. And it's just like, wait a minute. Like, what about X, Y, and Z? And I don't know. I feel like they gave me closure with Mobius. They gave me closure with Sylvie. They gave me closure with Loki himself. And I was satisfied watching the finale. Overall, I can't honestly say that this show kept my attention or that this was like week to week television that I had to watch. That's just my opinion again. But as far as what they were able to do for Loki, I think that they pretty much knocked it out of the park there. Overall, I gave the show a C. I'll probably never watch this again, but this was definitely better than season 1. I haven't even touched on Jonathan Majors, who a lot of people are just ready to just move on from, which I just can't help but feel the racism when people say that. Like, I just can't help it. Like, people are just like, oh, I'm so ready to move on from the Jonathan Majors and the Kang storyline and da-da-da-da. Like, first of all, they're not fucking doing it. They've spent the better part of 5 or 6 years to make sure that this guy is the next big bad of the MCU. And I don't think that Kevin Feige will be as short-sighted as a lot of fans are and just completely going away from that storyline to do something else entirely. That's just my opinion. Now, his presence in the show, I know a lot of people, again, love to just praise anything Jonathan Majors does. He was just fine to me. He wasn't like extraordinary. That's, as Victor Timely or as this rendition of He Who Remains. That's just my opinion. We obviously know that Jonathan Majors is awesome and that he can be better. But honestly, he was just another guy in the show. That's just my opinion. I've ranted long enough, Monty. Give me your thoughts on what you thought. I didn't mean to take up so much time.
I appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to also get into like the minute details as well of the show. But just an overall, first of all, my season 1 consensus is very similar to yours. I did not enjoy it as much as everybody else after I first saw it. But unlike you, though, I've been kind of swayed by the common consensus because I just saw the outpour of love for season 1, and seeing people who are passionate about something a lot of times can make me, if not more so, like be on their same page, understand where their passion's coming from at least. And so like same thing happened when Jordan Peele's Nope. I wasn't the biggest fan of that movie, but seeing how other people were loved it and seeing them dissect it made me appreciate it a lot more. And the same thing happened with Loki season 1. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of it, I can appreciate it because so many people have made these videos explaining why they love it. And as long as you can articulate why you love something, then I can kind of see your point. And so I do appreciate Loki season 1 after the fact, if that makes any sense. And Loki season 2, I think is better in almost every single way on a technical aspect. Like it's got amazing. First of all, I just want to praise the Loki season 2 costume design. It's so fucking good, bro. Like how they blend those oranges and greens and browns. It's just so aesthetically pleasing for people who care about that kind of shit. And the set design is absolutely stellar. Like that's probably the best set design I've seen in the show since like Squid Game. Like that set design is like the TVA just feels so tangible and feels like such a unique place. And so I want to praise the costume design and set design in the show. But as I was saying, season 2 I think is better on like every level on like a technical aspect. But I still found season 1 to be more entertaining, which is I guess that's where we differ. Just seeing, because I feel like season 1 had more parody to it in terms of like every episode was at least something like a brand new adventure. Season 2 felt like it was just one kind of like monotone adventure, if that makes any sense. Like season one, we were going from planet to planet, and we were going to the place where you get what's it called? What's it called when you get like erased or some shit? You're going to different planets. You were going pruned. You were going to the end of time. It was just all these different locations that I think kept the show a little bit more entertaining for me in season one. In season two, a lot of the science that this show tried to pull off, bro, I think I'm a sharp guy, but I'm like, do I need a PhD to watch this fucking show?
You got to put the catalytic converter in the picture, and then they went on like, what, bro? Like, I'm not watching a 30-minute YouTube video. I'm not doing it, bro. Sorry,
bro. And like when Loki had to go back in time for 100 years just to learn the PhD, like, first of all, that was so crazy because like, damn, that's commitment, nigga. I feel like I need 100 years of practice learning this science to even understand the show. And so yeah, the science a lot of time was definitely a little overboard in my opinion. And like you, I agree that sometimes I'm like, what's the point of the show? Like what are we doing here? I feel like Loki season 1 and season 2 is just filled with great moments as opposed to a consistency that comes along with a great show. Like I think there's some really great moments in season 2. The ending when he's grabbing all the time threads or whatever, or Victor Timely's introduction. Like I love the fact that Kang is just a little black boy from Chicago. Like the nigga that's going to be the Avengers level multi-universal threat. It's just a little smart black boy from Chicago, you know. And I just love that. And regarding what you said about Jonathan Majors, I kind of disagree. I think he was absolutely stellar as Victor Timely. I thought as soon as he came on the show, it gave me the energy that I wanted. Like, okay, like even though I love Owen Wilson, love Tom Hiddleston, they killed their roles as Mobius and Loki. Majors just has something, bro. I would really hate to be.
He's black.
I said this on. No, it's not it. It's not it. It's really not. I said this on the Creed 3 interview. I mean, the Creed 3 review. I would just hate to act opposite of him because he's just gonna steal the fucking scenery. He's gonna chew it up every single time. Like. Granted, like Ant-Man Quantumania is the worst MCU movie of all time. I'll stand by that. But he was amazing in that. Creed 3, I thought Michael B. Jordan did fine. But anything he was in with Jonathan Majors, he just ate him up. Like Jonathan Majors was just destroying him. And same thing here. Like talented actors like Owen Wilson, Tom Hiddleston. He's just Ki-Hu Kwan, who I thought was a really great addition to the cast as well. He fit in like a glove, in my opinion. When I saw Victor Timely on that screen or Jonathan Majors, I'm like, this dude is just a scene stealer, in my opinion. So I guess that's kind of where we differ there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
go ahead, man. Yeah, the guy gets laughing at me every episode. But I
love Jonathan Majors. What?
He's great, bro. He's great.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I also want to shout out Miss Menace. Tara Strong is a fucking legend in the voice acting community, as we always know, and she's just so good. The fact that she wanted to straight up fuck Kang is insane.
She said, I got everything I want besides a body, baby. You know what bodies is for. Damn.
She said, you gonna make me a vagina, Kang? I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, Tara Strong is an absolute legend, man. From Timmy Turner to Rugrats to Bubbles to Raven from Teen Titans.
Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Harley now. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, shout out to Tara Strong. And sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Ki-Hu Kwan, I didn't get a touch on him. Honestly, I was a little disappointed that he was just comedic relief. But every time he was the comedic relief, he was so fucking funny. Like his scene alone with Victor Timely, where they were just like, "Wait, you wrote the book?" And he was like, "Wait, you wrote this book?" Like that shit was so fucking funny to me. So yeah, shout out to Ki-Hu Kwan. I thought he was actually great in this.
Yeah, I agree. But I think he's way more than just comedic relief. I think he was really important to the story. Ouroboros was like almost equally as important to Kang in terms of the TVA and its science and how it was constructed and all that kind of stuff. You know, so I don't know. I thought it was more than common, but interesting as well to see him in like another multiversal, like a multiversal saga or show or whatever movie. But now let's just kind of get into some points that I have on my notes, and you can get into some points as well in yours. I just want to get your thoughts on. I love when Loki uses his magic. Like you said, like we forgot a lot of times that he's the god of mischief. He's a Loki of Asgard. And granted, there is an excuse built in the show that when he's in the TVA, he can't use his magic. So maybe that's why a lot of times in season 1 or season 2, or season 1, we didn't get a chance to see his magic a lot. But when he comes to Earth, and he, like, my favorite scene in the entire show is when he uses his magic to like make the shadows of himself, and they're holding the guy down. Like that's just such a creative use of magic, and like that's probably my favorite use of magic in the MCU. Or maybe the Doctor Strange 2, even though I hated that movie. When he's doing the little musical, the little musical battle. Yeah, that was pretty cool too. But yeah, I love when they stretch themselves creatively and do stuff like that. I wish Loki did more of that.
I feel like Loki. I mean, especially in season 2, like there were multiple moments where he just kind of reminded us, like I said, because like it's so easy to
Hmm.
forget that he's not just this bumbling fool, or like he's not just this villain or whatever the case may be. Like that scene in Chicago, or no, it wasn't Chicago. It was whenever they went and he was chasing that guy that wanted to be a movie star.
New York,
Um,
I believe.
yeah. And like it was over as soon as Loki got there. Like it was over. Like you can't run, you can't hide. Like you're gonna try to trick me. Well, I'm already 3 steps ahead of you, bitch.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like I absolutely love that they gave Loki his respect this season for sure.
Yeah, like bro, like when them horns come out, I just get chills. Like I'm like, that's the Loki. That's the Loki from 2012 Avengers. Like that's the Loki that I know. You know what I'm saying? And
For
I love
sure.
when he taps into Tom Hiddleston. Like can do so much with a smile. Like
Mm-hmm.
that smile is just so devious. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to explain it, but he's born for that role. Also, what made me appreciate Loki as a series more is that I had to accept the fact that, like you, I was disappointed in the action in season 1, but I came to terms with the fact that this is not an action show, and I don't know why it took me so long to come to that conclusion. I'm like, if you go
Okay.
into every episode wanting an MCU action like this, that's not what Loki is. Loki is
Sure.
just it's just something else. And
Mm-hmm.
once I know it might sound simple to you, but like once I don't know, like came to terms with that, I was like, okay, you know what, I can enjoy it for what it is now. It's just like a sci-fi high kind of
I
highbrow
mean,
kind of show, and then I was like, I was cool with that.
so I completely agree with what you're saying, but my counter to that is that I never expected Loki to be in season 1. I never expected Loki to be going around kung fu and niggas like he was Captain America or he was Bucky or whatever. Like
No,
that's not
I
my
just meant
expectation.
action scenes in general, not just actual like the fighting. I just mean like him doing magic or
Mhm.
anything. Like it's not what the show is really predicated on, really.
You're right. However, this is a show built around comic books, and in comic books there are action. There are times where you have to have some fisticuffs, and in those moments in season 1, I just didn't like the fact that there were people that were actually challenging Loki that were like mortal level. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
No,
But
and I agree. I agree with you. Actually, I was just saying something else, but I do agree with you.
yeah,
Also, it's super funny to think that while Thor is off like joining the Guardians of the Galaxy and fighting Gore the God Butcher, Loki's having this like saving the fucking multiverse and no one fucking knows. Like,
yeah,
I would love for them two to I don't think it'll probably happen, but I would love those two to reunite in universe and just have like
they
a
will.
powwow. Like, yo, like I was doing this and I was doing this and I didn't know you were alive. Like I would just love because they're so good together too.
They 100% are going to reunite, and all of these fucking dumbasses that really think that Loki's never coming back. Like, are you fucking stupid? Like, grow up, grow the fuck up. Like, this nigga's he literally did not die. He's literally not going to be sitting in that chair for the rest of eternity. Like, Loki is 100% going to be in Avengers. I don't give a fuck what Tom Hiddleston says. Like, oh, it's like a goodbye to the character. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You'll be there. Just like Hugh Jackman's going to be there. Just like Robert Downey Jr. is going to. Just like Chris Evans. They're all coming back. Okay. And I'm tired of people pretending otherwise.
If he does come back, though, I don't think it'll be in any kind of capacity like a whole series or like a movie. I think he might be like just a cameo, like a wink to
Yeah,
the audience.
just a
I think
moment.
his role as Loki, I think is done, and I think the show wrapped it up in a pretty satisfying way. Like you said, he's the new king of time or whatever. But I don't think he'll ever come back to any significant amount of screen time in the MCU. Which hey, the journey's got to end somehow. So
Yeah, I no. So I mean, I agree, but I want to touch on another point that I had in my notes here. So when this episode came out, I think it was episode 4, or was it 5? I don't know. Anyway, no, it was episode 4. So when this episode came out, people were saying that this was the most brutal thing the MCU has ever done. They killed all those people. They smushed them in a little box, and oh my god, it was so visceral. And wow, I can't believe this. And the MCU is on another level. Please tell me, please tell me that I wasn't the only one that was just like, this is nothing to me. Like this is literally nothing. And even in the MCU, like at that moment, of course I can't think of it now, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen 2 or 3 things worse than this. As far as like brutality and like, you know, being visceral and being like, wow, like I was like, oh my God, I can't watch this. Like you first of all, you know what I'm talking about. Please give me your reaction to that scene. And I mean, maybe, you know what? I'm always in the minority, so I'm sure that you were just like, wow, So tell me, Monty,
No,
what you think?
no, I'm more so along the lines of you. I did think it was a good scene. I was like, oh,
It
okay,
was a good scene. It was.
it was cool hearing the bones crunching and whatever. I was like, okay, wow, the MCU's kind of going for that, but I wouldn't say that was nearly as brutal as like the scene in Falcon and Winter Soldier when John, what's his name, John did the thing with the cap shield and cut the nigga's head
Oh,
off,
yeah,
and we
yeah.
saw
Blood,
the
blood on the
blood.
shield of Captain America. Oh my God. Yeah.
I feel like that was more like, oh shit, to me than that, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Fucking cacks. And one scene was the scene in the episode before the finale where everybody's getting erased one by one. I thought that was beautifully, beautifully done. Really great scene where Loki's like trying to get the hang of his ability to time slip, and scenes like that are like so great because not only are they unexpected because like it's the main cast, but like it because it's like one by one, it's almost like worse than having to watch them all die at once or whatever. Like because like first it was, I don't know, BB-8 or whatever the fuck the black girl's name is, B-15, sorry. And then it was Mobius, and then it was Sylvie, or then it was OB, and you're just like, wait a minute, like everybody's dying, like what's going on? So I really enjoyed that scene. That was like a really good standout scene for me. What about you? Did you enjoy it or not?
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought it was a great scene. It definitely reminded me of the Thanos dusting scene, but that's just their way of doing it, I guess. Marvel can't show no blood, so they gonna dust some niggas and string some niggas to death.
Yeah, facts.
Also, I just wanted to say as well, what I had in my notes somewhere. So do you think that Loki is more? I mean, is he like a more powerful being than Thor now?
Like physically powerful? I don't think so. And
I mean, just more. I mean,
but like, yeah, like in terms of he's the king of time. He's the time stone now, guys. It was green. Don't you know that? It was green.
I fucking hate that theory so much.
Wanda's the reality stone. She's red, and you know what? You know they're gonna use all the fucking Infinity Stones. They're like, shut the fuck up. You don't fucking know anything. Marvel fans are the worst. First of all, this is a soft topic. Did you see the creator of WandaVision where he was just like, I don't know where the fuck all these niggas got this Mephisto shit from? He was like, that was a real head scratcher there. I was just like, that's not it at all. Like in the writing room, like we literally never had that thought in our mind. Man,
that Mephisto rumor was so big.
It was so real. It was so real, bro.
I was like, oh yeah, that's Mephisto.
Never heard of this nigga. Don't know what he looks like. No, I have no idea who this nigga is. But all I knew is fucking Mephisto, bitch. He's on the way. Whoever that is.
Nigga, WandaVision turned Mephisto from a D-list character to a household name. That nigga became a household name across America.
No, that's crazy. That is crazy. The power of the internet. Yeah. Okay.
Also, I do want to praise the finale's title. I thought that was a really beautiful book ending, like glorious purpose. Like we know Loki's famous speech from the Avengers, the first movie, and he's like, "I am burdened with glorious purpose." And all his life, he thinks he's a loser, and he's trying to find his purpose. And sure enough, he has to gain all that humility and be like, "Okay, my purpose is just to serve as this beacon, or this crux, should I say, of this huge, thing that's way beyond me." And just his face at the end, Tom Hiddleston's acting was amazing when it's like a face of like acceptance, but sadness, but happiness all at the same time. It was just sitting on that throne. That was just a really, really great scene.
He was absolutely fantastic in the scene, man. And shout out to the visual effects guys. Like it looked so great where he's just grabbing each reality or each thread and pulling them along. And he's just like, man, like this fucking sucks, but this is, I've got to do this. And like, yeah, he sits down on the throne, like his little horns come out. He's got his new suit. You got to have a new suit, guys. New season, new suit. Yeah, man, it was fantastic. And honestly, like I'm really happy that Tom Hiddleston is weird. Like he's kind of gotten like a better story than like some of the Avengers. Like, I mean, he's definitely got a more fleshed out story than Natasha. Oh, yeah. He's definitely got a more fleshed out story than Clint. He's definitely got why the fuck am I calling Natasha and Clint? Black Widow and Hawkeye. He's got a better story.
No, I mean his arc is 14 years, man. It's beautiful.
It is. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I'm glad it's over because I'm not. But yeah, Loki would definitely be back. I'm surprised they didn't do a post-credit scene, but I think that they were just trying to hint at the finality of the show. Like, this is it.
Right.
You know, like season 1 was a part of their plan all along, and season 2 was too. And shout out to the showrunner for actually coming out and saying there's not going to be any more. Like, this was the beginning, middle, and end. You got it. That's it. I'm not adding on any more bullshit. There's not going to be something in 3 years. I mean, that's what he says now. But, you know, and like I appreciate that. Like, stand on your shit. Like, sometimes like these guys get bullied into making more when they shouldn't. So yeah, shout out to the Loki showrunner for just being like, nope, this is it. I appreciate it.
That's a wrap on Loki. I ended up giving the show a B-. So you
B-.
can give it a C.
C+.
All right. Oh, C+. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into the Marvels now. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on this movie. This is the first movie you saw in a while, I believe, too, right?
Yeah, man. I was excited to go to the theater. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up my thing here. Yeah, I mean, first time being into movies in a month or so, which is just a ridiculously long time for me. Yeah, I first of all, let me just, you know, for anybody that does not know, I think 2018 or 2019, I can't remember which year it came out. Whatever year that movie came out, Captain Marvel, I think it's the worst MCU movie.
That was 2019.
Is it the worst? It's definitely bottom 5. It's in the bottom 5 of the MCU for me personally. 2019's Captain Marvel. And a big reason of that was Brie Larson. I thought that Brie Larson's portrayal as Captain Marvel in her own solo film was deplorable. I was just like, oh my God, like you're boring, like you're so stale. Like you're trying to be like stoic to like a really weird extent. Pretty much the same thing that McKenna just did as Zorro. But anyway, let me get off that. I got to stop bringing that up. Yeah. So one of the things I wanted them to rectify first was that, like, I wanted them to give Captain Marvel a fucking personality and like make me like the fucking main character in this movie that they're trying to make me see. And I think for the most part that they succeeded. Now, I will say a big part of that was that she had 2 other people to bounce off of this time. But for the most part, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel was actually great here. And like, I actually enjoyed her. Like, I rooted for her. Like, I was like, okay, like Captain Marvel's here to stay finally. And like, you know, I mean, I even knew all the way back in 2019 that it wasn't Brie Larson's fault necessarily. Like, this is just the direction she was given for the character for whatever fucking reason. Because like I've seen her in other things. Like, I know she's talented. So, you know, this movie, The Marvels, just kind of confirmed that. But this movie, The Marvels, also confirmed that Iman Vellani is a fucking star. She was absolutely awesome in this movie, man. Like, in literally every scene. Already. We knew that from watching Miss Marvel, which, you know, conversely, a lot of people hate it. I think even you, Tears,
racist.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even you said that you just, you know, you liked it to an extent, but it fell off in the back half or whatever. But
no, I loved the first half of that season. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I loved Miss Marvel. Like, it's probably like top 5 MCU shows, I believe, for me. And she was one of the main reasons. She was one of the main reasons, man. Like, I thought Iman, as soon as she came on the screen in Miss Marvel, I was like, wow, like this is Kamala Khan. Like, she's a fucking star. And she just further proved that in the Marvels. Like, she was awesome. Every single time she was on the screen, I was like, finally, like, keep putting Iman on the screen, please. Like, keep doing this. And her and her fucking family were just absolutely hilarious. They're such a welcome sight. I want more of them. Like, hopefully Miss Marvel season 2 is happening, or Young Avengers, or whatever they've got cooking up. Like, hopefully it happens soon and we can get Iman back on the screen, because she's just fantastic. Monica Rambeau, man. I was surprised that she didn't have a lot to do in this, at least like the first half of the film. It kind of just seemed like obviously they were setting her up for the big finale in the end, where she has to sacrifice herself. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was kind of surprised that she didn't have a lot to do. I will say that coming from WandaVision and seeing her now in this, to see the level that she's at with her powers was kind of like, okay, like, I feel like I'm missing something here, because like,
she been in the lab, huh?
Yeah, she been in the fucking gym. Like, God damn. Like, I mean, the last time we saw her, like, she was just like, okay, I have powers now. I can kind of turn invisible. All of a sudden, she's
Eyes
fucking
glow. Eyes
flying.
glow.
Yeah, like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, right. She's fucking flying and phasing through niggas, and she got beams. I was like, wait a minute, like, where did all this come from? But you know what? Fine, right? Like, fine, okay. They've got to speed things along. Okay, fine. And one last thing I want to praise this movie on, aside from the mid credit scene, which is probably the best mid. God damn, I can't even talk. Probably the greatest mid credit scene ever. One last thing I do want to praise this movie on is the fact that if you didn't watch Miss Marvel's, if you didn't watch Miss Marvel or WandaVision, they didn't give a single fuck. Them niggas moved on, and they were like, bitch, if you didn't watch it, that's your fucking fault. I love it. Punish them niggas. Just like I get punished for not watching Clone Wars or Rebels or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, punish me, punish all these little these fucking dicks that didn't want to watch the shows. So yeah, fuck you guys. I loved it. I gave the movie a B. I actually really enjoyed it, man. I thought that it was fun. It was only an hour and a half or hour 38 minutes or whatever, which honestly was a 45. Good run time. Sure. I do agree with the common consensus that the villain, who's Tom Hiddleston's wife, was a little forgettable or one note or whatever the case may be, but it didn't take away from my viewing experience. The good guys had to have a bad guy to fight, and she was just the bad guy they chose, basically. So I was completely fine with it. Yeah, I mean, I actually had a good time watching this movie. And then, yeah, we'll talk about the mid-credit scene, but give me your thoughts on on the movie first, Monty. What'd you think?
Enjoyed it, Julian.
This nigga, this is the worst MCU movie ever.
No, okay. it's still Quantumania. So I've been a big fan of the MCU since 2008, like Iron Man. I've seen every single.
This nigga going back. This review finna go crazy. This nigga started off with that. I've been a fan of this shit for years. Okay. Tell me.
Can I get my shit? Off?
Tell me. Yeah, hell yeah, you can, nigga. I want to hear this. Get it off. Tell me.
Oh my god, you fucking ruined my whole momentum. Okay.
No. Tell me. I'm so excited for this now.
I've been a fan since 2008.
Yeah, tell me more, baby.
I've seen every single. Shut the fuck up, okay?
Come on.
I've seen every single MCU movie twice in theaters, some 3 times, some even 4 times.
All right, I love it.
In regards to an opening premiere night, I don't know about your theater, but this was the emptiest theater I've ever been to for an MCU screening opening. I was like, oh my god. Okay, well that's good for you. I hope it's not indicative of the fact that people, there's a black female director here and that there's an all women cast. I hope it was just maybe because the strike is going on and it didn't get the promo it deserved.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because the trailers were a little bit underwhelming, which I thought the trailers were a little underwhelming in my opinion too.
You also live in Hiram, so it's not like you live in like Metro Atlanta. So,
but those are the markets that are supposed to perform. Like the Vegas, the New Yorks, the Californias, like those are almost like a given, right? Like the Hirams is where you win the box office for. That's what I feel like anyway. Anyway, it was like 10 people in that bitch opening night. I was like, oh my god. Not good.
Did you go at like 9 p.m. or something? Or
no, I went at like 5 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So like,
got it. Wow, god damn, cool.
But yeah, anyway, so the director Nia DaCosta, I was a big fan of her Candyman movie a couple of years ago.
Were you?
I thought I think she's really talented. I thought, but I don't think this movie is anything to brag about. But honestly, I think now that I have like a little bit more context with like filmmaking, I know I did a $8,000 budget movie, but still, I'm starting to give these filmmakers for the MCU a little bit more slack because, bro, they're putting the machine, bro. Like they're so many times it's probably just so much overhead. I'm sure the talent is just stripped. And when the MCU does loosen their reins and give people like Chloe Zhao the opportunity to do their own thing, which we got in the Eternals, which I love, by the way, and I always defend, it got fucking bashed by everybody. So I don't think we got to see Nia DaCosta's full creative vision in this movie. It felt like a very MCU machine movie, and it just felt very generic a lot of the times. Brie Larson, unlike most people, contrary to popular belief, I don't think Captain Marvel is a bad movie at all. I don't think it's good necessarily, but I don't think it's bad. And the one thing I will say about her performance in the movie that it was a little stale, a little stiff, But if people who know the comics, like Captain Marvel's like a hard ass. Like she's not this. Oh, I'm just a girl. Like she's like no, like bitch. I'm I'm in the military. Like shit needs to get done. Like I don't give a fuck if people die. Like this is A B C. Like that's just how she is in the comics. She butts heads a lot of times with people like that. So I didn't mind the portrayal as much, but I did think she could have brought more to the role. Honestly, I just think after watching 2 or 3 movies now with her as Captain Marvel, I don't think she's right for the role. And that's no disrespect to Brie Larson. I just think I think it's just a miscasting. Like I feel like somebody with like a strong personality, like a young fucking what's the woman's name on Halloween again? Like I always blank.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
A young Jamie Lee Curtis would be a perfect fucking Captain Marvel in my opinion. Like she has that. I don't know if you have context to the comics, but that's what I've envisioned Captain Marvel to be. Like just a strong woman, like you know what I'm saying, or like a fucking like a Sigourney Weaver, like would have killed that role in her younger days. But anyway, that's regard to the point. This tone in this movie did a whole 180 from Captain Marvel in 2019. I think they tried to course correct to a fault. Like I get it, you want to change some things around, but don't just go fucking left. Like this felt like almost like Dark World to Ragnarok kind of tonality shift. And sometimes it did feel a little jarring to me. Just like is that Captain Marvel? I mean, yeah, she's been alive for like what 40 years now, but still haven't explained why she doesn't fucking age. But that's on the conversation, I guess. But I was like, oh, okay, well, this is a kind of just a new thing now. But Brie Larson, I thought she was just okay in the movie. Tiana Paris, I thought she was okay as well. Not because of the performance, just because I don't think, like you said, she wasn't given that much to do in that first half of the movie. I do love her, though. Like, I think she was really good in WandaVision. And when she does have time like to shine, I like how she brings that black woman energy to the movie. Like, there's a scene when
I can't.
There's a scene when Kamala's talking. She's like, girl, not now. Like I like that. Like, it just brings like a whole new kind of dynamic to the team. And Kamala Khan, like you said, is just an absolute star. Or Iman Vellani's an absolute star. Her family stars. I love her mother. I love her father. I love her brother. I want to see Miss Marvel season 2. I want to see a Miss Marvel movie. Fuck it, like give it all.
Yeah, give it to me.
She's just so good. It's crazy to think that Miss Marvel was like her first acting gig. It is so crazy.
Yeah.
So you know, if you got it, you got it. You know. And just offshoot question: whose family do you like better? Her family or Blue? Even though Blue Beetle, we both agree wasn't the best movie, or Blue Beetle's family in terms of like just their hijinks and their chemistry.
Miss Marvel, and I don't think it's close if I'm being
I
honest.
agree.
Maybe
I agree,
it's just because that I've had more time with Miss Marvel with a full season of a show and now this film, but it's not even close to me, honestly.
And I know it makes no sense, but I just want to fuck George Lopez from that family and just put him in the Miss Marvel family. I'm the Mexican uncle.
That'd be crazy. That'd be nuts. That'd be nuts.
It would. That'd be absolutely insane. And like you said, bro, this movie doesn't give a fuck about people who are casuals, and I love that.
I love it.
As an MCU fan, it makes my dedication feel that much more paid off.
Hell yeah.
Where because I brought Deja with me, she was like she's like people who have no idea. Like, first of all, if you didn't watch Captain Marvel, you're actually fucked. But if you didn't watch WandaVision and even other shit, like if you didn't watch Thor Ragnarok, you're fucking fucked. Cause like, who's Valkyrie? Like, why is this woman with a black woman with a suit coming in for 10 seconds? Like, what's her significance and where's she taking them to? Like, what's New Asgard? Like, I love that.
Wow.
You know, people who have no idea about the Kree and the Skrull, you know, interactions or their conflict with each other, all that kind of stuff just gets gonna go over your head. Nick Fury, Sam Jackson, another very, very big tonal shift from Secret Invasion, which we just saw. Of course, I'm pretty sure they have no idea what happened in Secret Invasion. Well, they probably know from like a note standpoint, but like they don't know like the tone of that show or whatever. Yeah, they probably filmed around the same time. But like I liked Secret Invasion Nick Fury a lot more, but he had to fit the mold of this movie. So I get it. And Sam Jackson's always good. I love the Flurgles. I love them fucking cats. The cat scene was amazing.
That plan to eat everybody to get them off the space station was nuts. I would have quit, bro. I might have had to shoot Nick Fury. Like nigga, don't you ever do that shit again, bitch. You got to get eaten alive. Like, no, bro. Let me die in space.
All my fans of the Cats play. They play the song "Memory" and from the Cats play in the Cats movie. Anyway, that's a deep cut reference.
Oh my god.
But like you said, the villain was super underwhelming. Shout out Tom Hiddleston's wife or whatever. But I think she had I thought she had amazing motivations. Like those motivations could really make a compelling story. Like, this is my planet. You are the annihilator. You destroyed my planet, and I need the resources. So I'm gonna take them from all the places that you love. Like, that's a really great motivation, but it just wasn't fleshed out very well at all. She might end up being like one of the worst MCU villains when it's all said and done. Like bottom 10 probably, or bottom 5. even.
Mm.
But yeah, I guess now we can kind of get into, some of the things that we just notes that we have about the movie, because I do have like a lot of notes. I gave the movie a C overall. I think it's just an average flick. I'm glad you enjoyed it more than I did, but yeah, what are your thoughts, or just some other notes that you want to talk on or speak on?
Yeah, man. Overall, like you said, I think that we agree on a lot of points, but maybe it was the fact that I haven't been to the movies in a while. Excuse me. Maybe it was the fact that my expectations were on the floor, but I just enjoyed this movie more than you, man. And I gave it a B. I think that a lot of the things that like were missing in Captain Marvel, like you said, they went kind of left, but I appreciated that because I don't like Captain Marvel. So like, I mean, the biggest thing that they changed was giving Captain Marvel like an actual cast to bounce off of. And I think it was great. Like the effects with them switching places a lot was really well done in a lot of places. I thought they could have went a little more crazy with it, but it's a Captain Marvel film. So I guess they just, they wanted it to be as light as possible, but, make some kind of sense. And, even like Kamala Khan's kind of like upgraded her powers a bit to where she was doing a lot of crazy shit, which I was like, okay, let's go, man. You've been practicing. Okay. And the little intermission they had, which could have been completely cut from the film, but the little intermission they had where they went to that planet where you had to sing in order to be, I was dying.
I love that part. I ain't gonna lie.
Me too. I did. Like, I loved it. I was just like, this is great.
That scene felt so like a James Gunn, Taika Waititi kind of thing, didn't it? Didn't it feel like that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but like that's why I said like it didn't really fit in the movie, in my opinion. Like it literally, like it could have been cut out, and like the movie from A to B would have been completely the same. But like I really enjoyed it. Like I thought it was a nice touch, and I thought again like it helped Brie Larson and Captain Marvel be interesting and like be just be more than what she was in the first film. So yeah, back to you though.
Yeah, no, they had to give Brie Larson her singing because we used to haven't watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which guys who are watching the pod, please get Julian to watch it. But she sings in that as well. She has a great song in that, so she actually sings in real life. And like even on her Instagram, she'll post videos of her singing sometimes. So I'm glad they were able to incorporate.
You follow her on Instagram? That's crazy.
Yeah. I was scared. Too. Like I remember when the trailer came out, I was like, "Oh my god!" Because Captain Marvel has been established as like such a powerhouse. Like now, I'm like, are they gonna bring her down and meet the levels of like Monica Rambeau and Miss Marvel? And no, she's still a fucking god, and I love that. It's almost like Superman being on a team with like Nightwing and Green Arrow. Like you guys can help, but like. Thanks, but like I can do this by myself.
Yeah,
but like I feel like honestly, like she would have resolved that conflict with that girl, the villain, maybe sooner if she didn't have Miss Marvel to worry about and Monica Rambeau. Like I love that Captain Marvel is like she's just like a fucking beast, bro. Like she can fly at light speed, faster than light speed. Nigga, she flew to Earth to that one planet in like fucking 5 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, she's super strong, can't be hurt, didn't bleed in the movie one time, like. I'm like, oh my god! Like, is she giving like Henry Cavill Man of Steel like a problem? Like the fight, like, but anyway,
yeah, she's him.
Yeah, I thought all the suits were fantastic, man. Like, I will praise that. Like, the suits look fucking amazing. Like their final suits, I love that the Monica Rambeau black and white was so clean.
It was
the new updated Captain Marvel suit with the dark blue and dark red with the big star was amazing. And Kamala Khan's suit was just so comic accurate. I loved it.
I wish she would have wore her little eye mask thing, but yeah.
Same. Yeah, I agree. Let me see what else I have here. So one thing I'll say this about the team, like I think they had a budding chemistry there. I don't think it was just the best, but I would want to see this team come together again. But only I have one extreme big asterisk by that point is that Hollywood, bro, is walking on eggshells when it comes to how they portray their women characters and their POC characters. And so when you have characters like Monica Rambeau and Kamala Khan, who are both women and POCs, like they make them these perfect little daisies, like because Disney is so worried about fucking making these characters like Monica Rambeau, Kamala Khan representatives of their whole community that they're scared to flesh them out as actual characters and give them flaws and give them nuance. And so a lot of times they came off as perfect, which I didn't like because a perfect character is a boring character at the end of the day. And so if this team is to come back together again, I need Hollywood to fucking get off this woke shit and make Monica Rambeau and Kamala Khan maybe go in a darker direction, or just give them something where they're flawed, because like Hollywood is so scared to give these women characters like any kind of flawed personalities, any kind of they kind of did a little bit with Brie Larson's character by making her the Annihilator and all that kind of shit, having to overcome that trauma or whatever. But with other characters, I just need them to really like just go for it. Like they did the same thing with Rey in Star Wars. Like there's no nuance to these women characters, and it's because they're scared to offend the fucking demographic. But like you're actually offending them even more by making them just this perfect silhouette of what a person could never be or live up to, in my opinion. So, any thoughts on that?
Interesting take. They're not going to do it. They only care about money. So, yeah. But then again, this film is not making a lot of money, and that's something that that keeps showing up on my Twitter. Like it seems like every hour, like niggas is tweeting like, Captain Marvel is like it's only made $15 million and it's the lowest ever. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just because the original Captain Marvel made $1 billion, so maybe they're comparing it to that. And if that's the case, then yeah, sorry, the Marvels too, or the Marvels. I don't think you're gonna make $1 billion, but you're definitely better than the original Captain Marvel was, in my opinion. But also, it could be
with that, by the way.
It could be the fact that there was no promotion for this, like you said. Like the writer strike just ended on Thursday, and all the memes of Kevin Feige, get the fuck up right now. No, the fact that the strike ended at midnight and Brie Larson and Tom Hiddleston were on Jimmy Fallon
the next day.
12 hours. Yeah, like get the fuck up, bitch. It's time to get back to work. Jesus, that is crazy. That is crazy.
I was like, oh, Feige's working.
Yeah.
Feige's working. Feige put on his hat like how Sam Jackson did in the Secret Invasion finale.
That was so ass. I'm never gonna forget them for that. Oh. Wait, is fucking Nick Fury having a fucking suit up moment, like a super suit? Like what? Oh my god, that was so ass. Anyway. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually.
It was. Also, I want to shout out the importance of having a black director, bro, because I feel like Nia DaCosta. I feel like I could be totally wrong, but like there was so many black characters, just random black characters in this movie. I'm like, okay, like this. That's why it's kind of important. Like I think she's putting us in these roles that we probably wouldn't have gotten if it was maybe another director, whatever. I thought it was so funny when Kamala Khan, when Captain Marvel, like they did a slow-mo scene of her like being a god. It's like that. And Kamala Khan look out the window. She's like, "Captain, that's my captain." I burst out laughing in the theater. Like no one laughed at all, but it was only 10 people in there. But like I felt the looks at me like, what the fuck is this nigga laughing at? He's fucking weird. I thought Monica I thought she had the best use of her power, like, or the coolest use of her power, should I say? Like that phasing shit was really cool. Even though we've seen Vision do it, she does it a little bit cooler. And that scene when she threw the nigga and then she phased him and then caught him, and I was like, oh my god, that was a cold ass scene.
Yeah. She been in the fucking gym, like for real. Yeah, there's no way she should be this crazy with her powers, but cool.
Speaking of Monica Rambeau, there wasn't. I didn't think for one measly second that she was dead at the end. No,
of course not.
I literally rolled my eyes so hard in the movie. I was like, bro, like, what are we doing? Like, come on, like, there's no way this bitch is dead.
So yeah, I mean, look, I mean, I agree with that point, but I didn't think that it was going to lead to what the fuck it led to. Okay, but I mean, I 100% agree that yeah, like her death scene, I was like, okay, she's literally just on the other side of the wall. She's not fucking dead, bitch.
So let's talk the infamous mid-credit scene, because you seem like you reacted to it way more than I did. I thought I was like, oh shit, but I wasn't like, because I just don't trust Marvel at this point. Like I don't trust them to really go through with this idea that they proposed with the X-Men and Beast. And first of all, that Beast, I thought fucking terrible. Kelsey Grammer's Beast from fucking X-Men: The Last Stand looks 10 times better than the Beast we saw. And I was like, what? I'm like, I mean,
that was Kelsey Grammer.
That was Kelsey Grammer?
Uh-huh. They just CGI'd him.
Okay, well, that's fucking stupid because he looks so much better in the prosthetics in X3.
I agree.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, I was like, oh, shit, we're doing Beast now. I don't know who her mom's supposed to be. Never saw that costume before. I was like, get that nigga off the screen. But go ahead.
All right. So, yeah. So I'm in the theater. The things is rolling. We see Monica Rambeau talking to who we think is her mother, and then we quickly realize it's not. And it's I don't know if this is racist or not, but it seemed like everybody next to me was just like, it's Storm, it's Storm, it's Storm. And I was just like, hold on. So because there's only one motherfucking black X-Men character, and she's a woman, you're just like, oh, it's Storm automatically. I don't know. Like, I don't know why. Like, I immediately was just like, you motherfuckers. Like, But anyway, but no, like they said the character's name. It wasn't Storm or Mystique. It was some character that we've never heard of, like you said, with some outfit that we've never seen. I think it was like Sable or Mabel or some shit like that. I don't remember. Which kind of sounded like just a Captain Marvel ripoff, because what they said was she was the one that found Monica Rambeau in space and brought her here. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I mean, just to see Beast big ass again was it was crazy to me, because I was just like, oh shit, like we're doing this. Like, I mean, because if you remember, like in I'm always gonna laugh at this, but like in fucking Miss Marvel, all it took was
you have an X gene.
You might be a mutant? Like what? Yeah, I was just like, no, that shit was crazy. Yeah, Beast did look terrible. I'm not sure why they didn't go with the practical prosthetics and all that, but maybe it was just cheaper to get it done. Like he got it done in a day. I don't know.
They're saving the prosthetic Beast for Earth 616, the real Beast, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe. It was cool. It was just cool to see. Like this was basically the Fox X-Men that we grew up with. Like this, like he said Charles Xavier's name. Like the door looked the exact same. That's how I registered anyway. I was like, okay, like this is them. like I mean, there's nothing else that needs to be said or done. Like it's fucking time to bring the X-Men in. So this was the single greatest mid-credit scene ever. I don't care what nobody says. This was better than one in Black Panther 2. This is better than fine. I'll do it myself. It was better.
Oh, you're crazy. You're crazy.
This is the greatest mid-credit scene ever.
That's actually a hot take. I think that's total recency bias. I would love to revisit. I would love to revisit this take in a month from now when you have time to fucking calm down.
Okay, let's do it.
And last thing of importance that we got to note as well is the Kate Bishop reveal at the end. I thought that was really cool. They're definitely they're definitely setting up the Young Avengers. Hawkeye fans got some payoff as well. Like MCU fans or casuals being left out. Like, who the fuck is this? Like, if you didn't watch fucking Hawkeye, bitch, you don't know.
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, obviously, Avi and I have been together for a long time, and we've seen pretty much every Marvel movie in theaters since the Avengers in 2012, and I was literally laughing at her because she doesn't watch these Disney Plus shows. Like, she doesn't. So I was just like I was like, oh, it's Kate Bishop, and she was like, who is that? And I was like, I'm not saying that. Like, fuck you. But yeah, it's cool, man. They're finally doing it. The thing that they've been teasing for fucking years. They're doing this Young Avengers shit. Yay. Let's do it. Let's get into it. I can't wait.
Do you want to see Spider-Man a part of that team?
I do not. He's not. He's not a fucking kid. He's not a Young Avenger. He's not a sidekick. Spider-Man's way too important to be a fucking young fucking. No, he's gone from Iron Man. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. He's not a Young Avenger.
I can't raise my hand.
No, you can't. Put the fucking hand down. Spider-Man is way too fucking important, and he's going to be the leader of the new Avengers. Trust me.
Well, Kate Bishop said I'm 23, and Tom Holland just went to college in the last, or he's going to college in the last No Way Home, so he's younger than her canonically. So why wouldn't he be in Young Avengers? I feel like Spider-Man. If you want audience, I agree. But if you want audiences to come to a Young Avengers movie and putting Tom Holland in it, wait. You think this is gonna be a movie? This is going straight to Disney Plus, sir. What are you talking about? This ain't gonna be no fucking movie, bitch. Come on, right? Are you serious? You think they're gonna put Kate Bishop, these two Wonder Twins, and fucking Iman Vellani on the big screen and try to market it? You're funny. This is going straight to Disney Plus. 6 episodes. That's why I said they need Tom Holland. Spider-Man can't say this, I'm sorry. No, I promise. First of all, he totally could. Nigga,
he could. He could.
You go from a 6 episode Disney Plus to $1 billion movie instantly. Like
they better fucking not put Tom Holland in Young Avengers. What a demotion.
And then imagine him being on that team and like Kate Bishop trying to fuck, like Kamala trying to fuck.
What?
Cassie trying to fuck. Like, he just like, bro, I'm Spider-Man, bro. Leave me alone, bro. I want MJ, bro.
Wow. Yeah.
Anyway, I always end in the pod on a crazy note, but
I was just going to say, and it's over now, guys. So
That might be it. Overall, Loki season 2 gave it a B minus. The Marvels, I gave it a C, and you gave Loki season 2 what? You gave it a C
C
plus.
plus. Yep. And the Marvels
And
a
you gave the
B.
Marvel.
So
Okay, almost like the
inverted.
inverse of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in to our
Yeah.
MCU special edition pod today.
Yeah. Comment down
Yeah,
below, guys. What was your favorite topic? And please don't forget to like the video. Okay. Like the fucking video. All right. Monty, you're the best. Thank you.
thank you.